Consider for a moment, who are these them that occupy your thoughts? Are they not merely actors in the grand play of your consciousness? Every person in your world is you pushed out, reflecting aspects of your own states of being. To truly focus on yourself is to take full responsibility for your reality. It's understanding that what you see in others is a reflection of what exists within you. As you change your inner world, your perception of the outer world transforms. Letting go is not about pushing away or denying. It's about shifting your focus from the external to the internal. It's recognizing that all power lies within you, not in the actions or opinions of others. Imagine your consciousness as a garden. Every thought, every feeling is a seed planted in this fertile soil. When you focus on others, their actions, their words, their perceived slights, you're planting seeds of dependency, of reactivity, of limitation. But when you focus on yourself, on your own growth, your own desires, your own divine nature, you plant seeds of empowerment, of creativity, of limitless potential. The act of letting go is not something you do once and it's done. It's a continuous choice, a moment-by-moment decision to return your focus to yourself, to your own state of being. As you practice this, you may find that situations and people that once triggered strong reactions in you begin to lose their power. This is not because they have changed, but because you have changed your relationship to them in your own consciousness. Remember, the outside world is dead. It has no power to affect you unless you give it life through your attention and belief. When you truly understand this, you'll see that there's nothing to let go of because there was never anything outside of you to hold on to in the first place. This understanding liberates you from the need for closure, for explanations, for apologies from others. You realize that true closure comes from within, from your decision to close the chapter in your own mind. As you focus on yourself, you may find old patterns and habits rising to the surface. Welcome these as opportunities for growth and transformation. Each trigger, each uncomfortable emotion is a signpost, guiding you to areas within yourself that are calling for your loving attention. This process of self-focus is not selfish. In fact, it's the most selfless thing you can do. For as you elevate your own consciousness, you automatically elevate the consciousness of the entire world. Remember, everyone in your world is you pushed out. As you transform, your world transforms with you. Letting go and focusing on yourself doesn't mean you stop interacting with others or caring about them. It means you interact from a place of wholeness, of self-containment, rather than from a place of need or dependency. Imagine yourself as a sun, radiating light and warmth. A sun doesn't need anything from the planets that orbit it. It simply shines, and in its shining gives life and light to everything around it. This is how you can be when you truly focus on yourself and let go of attachments to others. As you practice this, you may find that your relationships actually improve. Because you're no longer coming from a place of need or expectation, you're free to love unconditionally, to give without demanding anything in return. This state of being is your natural state. It's who you truly are beneath the layers of conditioning and false beliefs. As you focus on yourself, you're really focusing on uncovering this true self, this divine aspect of you that is one with the creative power of the universe. Remember, every time you find yourself fixated on others, the actions, their words, their approval or disapproval, gently bring your focus back to yourself. Ask yourself, what state am I occupying right now? Is this the state I want to be in? If not, what state would I prefer? This simple practice, done consistently, has the power to transform your entire life. Because as you change your state, you change your world. Letting go is not about forcing yourself to forget or to stop caring. It's about shifting your point of power from the external to the internal. It's recognizing that all the love, All the approval, all the security you've been seeking from others has always been within you. As you focus on yourself, you may find that desires you once thought were crucial begin to fall away. This is natural. As you align more fully with your true self, your desires naturally come into harmony with your highest good. This process of letting go and focusing on yourself is really a process of remembering who you truly are. So return to your natural state of being, a state of wholeness, of creative power, of divine love. In this state, you no longer need to control or manipulate others or external circumstances. You simply are, and in your being, you naturally create a world that reflects your inner state of wholeness and abundance. As you continue this practice, you may find that synchronicities and coincidences begin to occur more frequently in your life. This is because as you focus on yourself and let go of attachments, you align more fully with the creative flow of the universe. Remember, the universe is not outside of you. It flows through you. It expresses itself as you. As you focus on yourself, you're really focusing on the universe expressing itself through you in its unique and perfect way. This understanding eliminates any need for comparison or competition. Each person is a unique expression of the divine, playing their perfect part in the cosmic dance. As you focus on yourself, you allow others the freedom to be themselves, without your judgments or expectations. Letting go and focusing on yourself also means letting go of past identities and limiting self-concepts. You're not defined by your history, your achievements, or your failures. You are the awareness in which all these experiences arise. As you shift your focus to this awareness, this unchanging, I am at the core of your being, you free yourself from the limitations of your personal history. You open yourself to infinite possibilities. This shift in focus from the temporary to the eternal, from the changing to the unchanging, is the essence of spiritual awakening. It's the recognition that you are not a limited, separate self struggling in a world of others, but the infinite awareness in which all experience arises. From this place of self-focus, manifestation becomes effortless. You no longer need to manipulate external circumstances to get what you want. You simply assume the state of having your desire fulfilled, and the outer world naturally reorganizes itself to match your inner state. This is the true meaning of seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things should be added unto you. The kingdom of heaven is not a place, but a state of consciousness. It's a state of knowing yourself as one with the creative power of the universe. As you focus on yourself in this way, letting go of attachments to others and to external circumstances, you may find that your entire perception of reality begins to shift. What once seemed solid and unchangeable now appears fluid and responsive to your consciousness. This shift in perception is the dawning true freedom. You realize that you are not bound by anything outside of you because there is nothing outside of you. All is within your consciousness, responsive to your state of being. Letting go, then, is not about releasing something external, but about releasing limiting beliefs and concepts within your own mind. It's about letting go of the idea that anything or anyone outside of you has the power to determine your state of being. As you focus on yourself, you may find that old wounds and traumas begin to surface. Welcome these as opportunities for healing and integration. Remember, you are not your wounds, your traumas, or your past experiences. You are the awareness in which these experiences arise. This understanding allows you to observe your experiences, even the painful ones, without becoming identified with them. You can acknowledge them, learn from them, and then let them go, returning your focus to your true self. The practice of self-focus and letting go is not about reaching a final destination. It's a continuous unfolding, a moment-by-moment choice to return to your true self, to your natural state of being. In this state, life becomes a joyful exploration rather than a struggle. You're no longer trying to get somewhere or become something. You're simply allowing the infinite potential within you to express itself in ever new and wonderful ways. Remember, every time you find yourself fixated on others or external circumstances, it's an opportunity to practice returning to yourself. It's a chance to ask, who am I beneath these thoughts and feelings? What is the unchanging awareness that's witnessing all of this? As you consistently return to this place of self-focus, you may find that the drama and conflicts that once seemed so important begin to lose their charge. This is not because you become indifferent, but because you've touched something deeper and more real within yourself. Letting go and focusing on yourself also means letting go of the need to control outcomes. You realize that true power doesn't come from controlling external circumstances, but from controlling your own state of consciousness. This understanding brings with it a profound sense of peace. You no longer need to struggle against the world or try to force things to happen. You simply focus on maintaining the state of consciousness that aligns with your desires, trusting that the outer world will adjust itself accordingly. As you practice this, you may find that your desires themselves begin to change. As you let go of attachments to others and external circumstances, you become more attuned to your true desires, the desires that arise from your deepest self, not from social conditioning or the need for approval from others. This process of uncovering your true desires is part of focusing on yourself. It's about listening to your own inner voice rather than the voices of others, society at large. Remember, every desire is ultimately a desire for a state of being. When you focus on yourself, you realize that you have direct access to any state of being you desire, regardless of external circumstances. This realization is incredibly liberating. You no longer need to wait for something outside of you to change in order to feel the way you want to feel. You can choose your state of being right now in this moment. As you practice this, you may find that manifestation becomes almost instantaneous. Because you're no longer waiting for external circumstances to change before you assume the state of your wish fulfilled. You collapse time and bring your desires into the present moment. Letting go and focusing on yourself also means letting go of the need for validation or approval from others. You realize that the only approval that truly matters is your alignment with your own highest self. This doesn't mean you become inconsiderate of others. On the contrary, when you're no longer seeking approval or validation from others, you are free to interact with them from a place of genuine love and respect. As you focus on yourself in this way, you may find that your sense of identity begins to expand. You no longer define yourself by your roles, your relationships, or your achievements. You recognize yourself as the infinite awareness in which all of these arise. This expanded sense of self naturally leads to a greater sense of connection to all of life. As you let go of the limited, separate self, you open to the realization that all is one. Everyone and everything in your world is an expression of the same consciousness that you are. From this place of unity consciousness, letting go of attachments to others becomes natural and effortless. You realize that there's nothing to let go of because there's no separation in the first place. All is you, expressing itself in infinite variety. This understanding brings with it a profound sense of love and compassion, not the personal, needy love that seeks to get something from others, but the impersonal, all-encompassing love that is your true nature. As you focus on yourself and let go in this way, you may find that your entire life becomes a form of meditation. Every experience, every interaction becomes an opportunity to return to your true self, to the unchanging awareness at your core. Remember, this practice of self-focus and letting go is not about achieving a perfect state where you never think about others or get caught up in external circumstances. It's about developing the ability to continually return to yourself, to your center, no matter what's happening around you. This ability to return to yourself is your true power. It's what allows you to maintain your state of being regardless of external conditions. It's what makes you the creator of your reality rather than a victim of circumstances. As you cultivate this ability, you may find that life begins to flow more smoothly. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable now appear as opportunities for growth and self-realization. Conflicts with others dissolve as you no longer need them to be different for you to feel okay. Letting go and focusing on yourself also means letting go of the need to know everything, to have all the answers. You become comfortable with uncertainty, recognizing it as the field of all possibilities. This comfort with uncertainty opens you up to guidance from your higher self, your intuition. As you focus on yourself, you become more tuned to this inner guidance, trusting it even when it doesn't make logical sense. Remember, your logical mind is limited by past experiences and societal conditioning. Your intuition, on the other hand, is connected to the infinite wisdom of the universe. As you learn to trust and follow this guidance, you'll find yourself naturally aligned with the flow of life. Focusing on yourself doesn't mean you become self-absorbed or uncaring about others. Paradoxically, the more you focus on your true self, the infinite awareness at your core, the more you're able to be truly present with others. This presence is not based on need or attachment, but on the recognition of your shared essence. You're able to see beyond the surface personality to the divine being within each person you encounter. As you practice this, you may find that your relationships transform. They become based on mutual respect and appreciation rather than need or dependency. You're able to love others not for what they can give you, but for who they truly are. Letting go and focusing on yourself also means letting go of limiting beliefs about what's possible for you. As you connect more deeply with your true self, you realize that you are limited only by your own imagination and beliefs. This realization opens up infinite possibilities for your life. You're no longer bound by your past, by societal expectations, or by what others think is possible for you. You're free to create your life exactly as you desire it to be. Remember, the only limits that exist are those you accept in your own mind. As you focus on yourself and let go of these limiting beliefs, you open yourself to the infinite potential that is your birthright. This process of letting go and focusing on yourself is really a process of remembering your true nature. It's a return to the state of being that is natural to you, a state of wholeness, of creative power, of divine love. In this state, you no longer need to seek completion or fulfillment from others or from external circumstances. You recognize that you are already complete, already whole, already one with the source of all being. As you embody this truth, you may find that your entire life becomes an expression of joy and creativity. You no longer do things out of obligation or fear, but out of the sheer delight of expressing your true nature. Focusing on yourself in this way also means taking full responsibility for your life experience. You recognize that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state, and you no longer blame others or external circumstances for your experiences. This level of responsibility is incredibly empowering. It means that you have the power to change your life experience simply by changing your state of consciousness. You are no longer at the mercy of external conditions. Remember, every experience you have is an opportunity to know yourself more deeply. To remember your true nature as the infinite, creative consciousness that is the source of all that is. As you focus on yourself in this way, letting go of attachments and limiting beliefs, you may find that your entire life becomes a grand adventure. Each moment becomes an opportunity to express more of your true nature, to bring more of heaven to earth. This is the true purpose of your life, not to achieve some external goal or to gain approval from others, but to fully express the divine potential within you. As you focus on this, everything else falls into place naturally and effortlessly. Letting go and focusing on yourself is ultimately about aligning with the flow of life. with the creative power of the universe that expresses itself as you. It's about getting out of your own way and allowing this power to move through you and obstruct it. As you practice this, you may find that life becomes more magical, more synchronistic. Things seem to fall into place without effort. Opportunities arise seemingly out of nowhere. This is because you're no longer resisting the flow of life, but moving with it. Remember, the universe is not separate from you. It flows through you, it expresses itself as you. As you focus on yourself and let go of resistances, you allow this flow to move through you more fully, bringing with it all that you need for the full expression of your divine nature. This understanding eliminates any sense of lack or limitation. You recognize that as an expression of the infinite, you have access to all that the universe has to offer. Your only task is to align your consciousness with this truth. Focusing on yourself and letting go is not a selfish act. It's the most selfless thing you can do. Because as you elevate your own consciousness, you automatically elevate the consciousness of the entire world. Remember, everyone in your world is you pushed out. As you transform, your world transforms with you. This is how you can have the greatest impact on the world. Not by trying to change others or fix external conditions, but by focusing on your own state of being. By embodying the change you wish to see in the world. As you practice this, you may find that your sense of purpose becomes clearer. You recognize that your purpose is not something you need to find or achieve, but something you need to uncover by removing the layers of false beliefs and conditioned patterns that obscure your true nature. Your purpose is simply to be fully yourself, to express your divine essence in your unique way. As you focus on yourself and let go of attachments, you may find that your perception of time shifts. Past, present, and future collapse into the eternal now. And in this now, all things are possible. You realize that you don't need to wait for some future moment to be who you truly are or to have what you desire. You can embody your ideal state right now. This shift in perception eliminates the need for patience or waiting. You're no longer working towards some future goal, but fully embracing and expressing who you are in each moment. This is the state of living from the end, of experiencing your desire fulfilled now rather than hoping for it in some imagined future. Remember, every moment is a new beginning, a fresh opportunity to choose who you want to be. As you focus on yourself and let go of old patterns and beliefs, you open yourself to infinite possibilities. You're no longer bound by your past or limited by others' expectations. You're free to create your life anew in each moment. Letting go and focusing on yourself is ultimately about coming home to who you truly are. It's about recognizing your divine nature and allowing it to express itself fully through you. As you do this, you naturally inspire others to do the same, not through preaching or trying to change them, but simply by being fully yourself. In conclusion, remember that you are the operant power in your reality. As you focus on yourself and let go of attachments to others and external circumstances, you align with your true power as a divine creator. From this place of alignment, all things are possible. You are limited only by your imagination and your willingness to let go of who you think you are to become who you truly are. Consider for a moment the nature of time. We often perceive it as linear past, present, future. But I tell you now, this is the greatest illusion. Time exists only in the eternal now. And it is in the now that you have the power to shape your reality. Your past, with all its joys and sorrows, triumphs and failures, exists only in your imagination. It has no power over you except that which you give it. The memories you replay, the emotions you relive, these are not fixed realities, but states of consciousness you choose to occupy. To truly move on and let go of your past, you must first understand that you are not a victim of your history, but the creator of your now. Every moment is a fresh opportunity to choose anew, to reimagine yourself and your world. The key to leaving your past in the past lies in your wonderful human imagination.
It is not about forgetting or denying what has been, but about reinterpreting it in a way that serves your highest good. Imagine, if you will, your past as a grand play. You have been both the playwright and the lead actor. But now you realize you can rewrite the script. You can assign new meanings to old events, extract wisdom from challenges, and release yourself from the grip of outdated narratives. This process of revision is not about changing the facts of what occurred, but about changing your perception of those events. As you do this, you'll find that your present reality begins to shift. For your outer world is but a reflection of your inner states of consciousness. To move on is not to run from your past, but to stand firmly in your power as the operant power in your life. It is to declare, I am not bound by what was. I am free to create what will be. Let go of the need to justify your past actions or to seek closure from others. True closure comes from within. It comes from the realization that you are complete and whole in this moment, regardless of what came before. As you embark on this journey of letting go, you may encounter resistance. Old thought patterns and emotional habits may try to pull you back. But remember, these two are just states of consciousness. You have the power to step out of them at any moment. Treat these old states as you would an old garment that no longer fits. Observe them with detachment, thank them for the role they played, and then gently set them aside. You are not rejecting your past. You are simply choosing not to carry it with you in your life. The practice of letting go is not a one-time event, but a continuous choice. Each day, each moment, you have the opportunity to release what no longer serves you and to embrace the infinite possibilities of the now. As you do this, you'll find that your energy shifts, the weight of the past lifts, and you become more fully present in the now. This presence is the key to creating the life you desire. For in this now moment, you have access to all the power of creation. You are one with the divine creative force that shapes universes. As you align with this power, you'll find that moving forward becomes effortless. But remember, movement is not always physical. True movement happens in consciousness. You can be in the same physical space, surrounded by the same people, and yet be in an entirely new state of being. This is the essence of leaving your past in the past. It's not about changing your external circumstances, but about changing your inner world. As you do this, you'll find that your outer world naturally begins to reflect your new state of consciousness. Imagine for a moment that your desired state, one of freedom, joy, and limitless potential, is a frequency. To tune into this frequency, you must first release your attachment to lower frequencies of past regrets, resentments, and limitations. This release is not about suppression or denial. It's about transcendence. It's about rising above the old stories and limiting beliefs to embrace a higher truth about yourself and your life. As you practice this, you may find that memories of past events lose their emotional charge. They become neutral data, experiences that have contributed to your growth but no longer define you or limit your potential. This is the true meaning of forgiveness, not a pardoning of perceived wrongs, but a complete release of the past. It's a recognition that in the eternal now, there is nothing to forgive. There is only the choice of which state of consciousness to occupy. Now, some of you may be thinking, but what about the lessons of the past? Aren't they valuable? Indeed, they are. But I tell you this, the lesson is never in the event itself, but in the meaning you assign to it. As you shift your consciousness, you'll find that you can extract the wisdom from past experiences without remaining attached to the events themselves. This is the alchemy of consciousness, turning the lead of past difficulties into the gold of present wisdom. Remember, your aim is not to erase your past, but to transform your relationship with it, to see it not as a determinant of your future, but as the rich soil from which your new life can grow. As you practice leaving your past in the past, you may notice that your perception of time itself begins to shift. The past, present, future collapse into the eternal now, and in this now all things are possible. In this state of heightened awareness, you'll find that you no longer need to push against your past or struggle to move forward. Movement happens naturally as you align yourself with the state of consciousness that corresponds to your desires. Imagine that your life is a grand tapestry. Up until now, you've been focused on a few threads, the events and circumstances of your past. But as you step back, you begin to see the larger pattern. You realize that every thread, every experience has contributed to the beautiful whole. From this perspective, there is nothing to regret, nothing to fear, nothing to overcome. There is only the recognition of the perfection of the entire tapestry and the excitement of weaving new patterns into it. This shift in perspective is the key to true freedom. It's the realization that you are not bound by your past, but liberated by your ability to choose your focus in each moment. As you embrace this truth, you'll find that the energy once spent on reliving past events or worrying about future outcomes is now available for creating your desired reality in the present moment. This creative energy is the essence of life itself. It's the force that brings worlds into being, and it flows through you in every moment. As you release your attachment to the past, you open yourself fully to this creative flow. Imagine this energy as a river. In the past, it may have been dammed up by old beliefs, regrets, and resentments. But as you let go, the dam breaks and the full force of your creative power is released. This release may feel overwhelming at first. You may feel vulnerable, exposed. But I tell you this vulnerability is your greatest strength. It's the open door through which your new life enters. As you stand in this place of openness, of infinite potential, you may find yourself asking, who am I without my past? Without my old stories and identities? This, my dear friends, is the most exciting question of all. For in this moment of questioning, you stand at the threshold of infinite possibilities. You are free to choose anew, to define yourself not by what was, but by what you choose to be now. This is the essence of leaving your past in the past. It's not about reaching a destination, but about embracing a new way of being. It's about living from the state of the wish fulfilled rather than from the memory of what has been. As you practice this, you may find that your entire perception of reality begins to shift. What once seemed solid and unchangeable now appears fluid and responsive to your consciousness. You begin to see that every person, every circumstance in your life is a reflection of your state of being. As you change your state, your world changes with you. This realization brings with it a profound sense of responsibility. For if your world is a reflection of your consciousness, then the key to changing your world lies in changing yourself. But this responsibility is not a burden. It's the key to your freedom. For if you have the power to create your reality through your consciousness, then you are truly free to create any reality you desire. As you embrace this freedom, you may find that your desire to change or fix the past naturally falls away. For in the light of your new understanding, you see that there is nothing to fix, nothing to change. There is only the eternal now and the choice of which state to occupy. This doesn't mean that you forget your past or deny its influence. Rather, you choose to see it through new eyes. You see it as the perfect unfolding that has led you to this moment of awakening. From this perspective, every experience, every challenge, every perceived failure was a stepping stone, leading you to this realization of your true power. As you embrace this truth, you'll find that gratitude naturally arises. Gratitude not just for the good times, but for every experience that has shaped you. For you now see that it has all been in service of your awakening. This gratitude is a powerful force. It aligns you with the frequency of abundance and opens you to receive more of life's blessings. As you cultivate this attitude of gratitude, you'll find that your attachment to past grievances naturally dissolves. Remember, the goal is not to achieve a perfect state where you never think of the past. The goal is to reach a state where thoughts of the past no longer have the power to pull you out of your chosen state of consciousness. As you practice this, you may find that memories of the past begin to lose their emotional charge. They become like scenes from a movie. You can observe them without being drawn into them. This detachment is not cold or unfeeling. Rather, it's a higher form of engagement with life. It's the ability to be fully present with whatever arises without being consumed by it. As you master this art of conscious detachment, you'll find that you're able to engage more fully with life. For when you're no longer weighed down by the past, you're free to give your full attention and energy to the present moment. This presence is the key to creating the life you desire. For it's only in the present moment that you have the power to choose to create, to become. As you deepen into this practice, you may find that your sense of identity begins to shift. You no longer define yourself by your past experiences or accomplishments. Instead, you recognize yourself as the awareness in which all experiences arise. This shift in identity is profound. It's the realization that you are not your thoughts, your emotions, or your experiences. You are the consciousness that observes and experiences all of these. From this place of expanded awareness, you're able to choose consciously which thoughts to entertain, which emotions to cultivate, which states of being to occupy. This is the true meaning of free will. It's not the ability to control external circumstances, but the power to choose your internal state, regardless of circumstances. As you exercise this power, you'll find that your external world begins to shift to match your internal state. This is the law of assumption in action. What you assume to be true in your inner world becomes manifested in your outer world. But remember, this manifestation is not always instant or linear. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a tree, your new assumptions take time to fully manifest in your reality. During this period of gestation, it's crucial to maintain your faith. Faith not in an external power, but in the truth of your own divine nature. Faith in the principle that your consciousness creates your reality. This faith is not blind belief. It's a knowing that comes from your own experience of the law in action. As you practice living from your desired state, you'll accumulate evidence of its effectiveness. Each small manifestation becomes a stepping stone to greater ones. Each synchronicity, each coincidence that aligns with your desires strengthens your faith and amplifies your creative power. As your faith grows, you'll find that letting go of the past becomes effortless. For why would you cling to old limiting stories when you're actively creating a new empowering reality? This is the beauty of living in the state of the wish fulfilled. When you're fully immersed in the consciousness of your desire achieved, there's no room for doubt, regret, or attachment to past limitations. In this state, you naturally release anything that doesn't align with your new self-concept. Old habits, relationships, and circumstances that no longer serve you will fall away effortlessly. This release is not about rejecting or fighting against what was. It's about aligning so completely with your new state that anything not in harmony with it naturally drops away. As you practice this, you may find that your entire approach to life shifts. Instead of trying to make things happen, you allow them to unfold naturally from your state of being. This is the difference between forcing and allowing, between struggle and ease. When you're aligned with your desired state, life flows effortlessly. Opportunities appear, doors open, and synchronicities abound. But remember, this ease doesn't mean inaction. It means inspired action, action that flows naturally from your state of being rather than from a place of lack or struggle. As you align more fully with your desired state, you may find that your goals themselves begin to shift. What once seemed important may fall away, replaced by deeper, more meaningful aspirations. This too is part of the process of leaving your past in the past. As you release old identity and the limitations, you open yourself to new possibilities, new ways of being, one contributing to the world. You may discover passions and talents you never knew you had. You may feel called to pursue paths you never considered before. This is the natural result of aligning with your true self, free from the constraints of past conditioning. As you embrace these new aspects of yourself, you may feel a sense of rebirth, of starting anew, and in a very real sense you are. For each moment is an opportunity for rebirth, for choosing again who you want to be. This constant renewal is the essence of living in the eternal now. Is to recognize that your past does not determine your future unless you choose to carry it with you. So I invite you now to make a bold declaration. Declare to yourself and to the universe, I am free. I am not bound by my past. I choose in this moment who I am and who I will become. Feel the power of this declaration. Let it resonate in every cell of your being. For in this declaration, you are claiming your divine birthright as a creator of your reality. As you embark on this journey of leaving your past in the past, remember that you are not alone. The entire universe conspires to support you in your growth and evolution. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you encounter, is an opportunity to practice this new way of being, to choose again your state of consciousness, to reaffirm your commitment to living from the state of the wish fulfilled. And as you persist in this practice, you'll find that what once seemed difficult becomes effortless. What once triggered you no longer has any power over you. You become the master of your own consciousness, and therefore the master of your own destiny. This mastery is your true inheritance. It's the power that has been within you all along, waiting to be recognized and claimed. So claim it now. Step fully into your power as the creator of your reality. Let go of the past, not through force or struggle, but through the gentle yet powerful shift of your attention to the reality you choose to create. Remember, the past has no power over you except that which you give it. In each moment, you have the power to choose anew, to focus your attention on what you want to create rather than what has been. As you practice this, you may find that your entire perception of time shifts. Past, present, and future collapse into eternal now. And in this now, all things are possible. From this expanded perspective, you see that your past was never a limitation, but a preparation. Every experience, every challenge, every perceived failure was leading you to this moment of awakening. And now that you've awakened to your true power, what will you create? What reality will you choose to occupy? The choice is yours, and the power to manifest it lies within you. So go forth with confidence, with faith, with the unshakable knowing that you are the author of your own story. Write a new chapter unburdened by the past, filled with the infinite possibilities of the eternal now. For in this now you are free. In this now you are powerful. In this now you are the creator of your own magnificent reality. Embrace this truth. Live from it. And watch as your world transforms to match the grandeur of your own divine imagination. Imagine for a moment that your entire life, every experience, every circumstance is but a reflection of your own consciousness. This is not mere philosophy, but the very fabric of our reality. You are not a powerless observer in this grand theater of life, but the author, director, and lead actor in your own divine play. The power to shape your reality lies not in some external force, but within the depths of your own imagination. Your thoughts, beliefs, and most importantly, the feelings you nurture within are the brushstrokes with which you paint the masterpiece of your life. Consider the world around you, the chair you sit on, the room you occupy, the very device through which you're receiving this message. All of these were once mere ideas in someone's mind before they manifested into physical reality. If this is true for the objects around us, why should it not be true for the circumstances of our lives? The secret, my dear friends, lies in understanding that your imagination is not a flight of fancy, but the very workshop of creation. When you imagine, you are engaging with the same creative power that brings forth universes. This power knows no limitations, no boundaries. It cares not for what society deems possible or impossible. It responds only to the conviction with which you hold an image in your mind. But here's where the 1% separate themselves from the rest. It's not enough to merely visualize or affirm your desires. The key lies in assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You must enter the state of consciousness where your desire is not a future possibility, but a present fact. Pause for a moment and think of something you deep desire. Now, instead of yearning for it, longing for it, close your eyes and imagine how you would feel if that desire were already fulfilled. What would you see? How would you carry yourself? What thoughts would occupy your mind? This, my friends, is the art of living from the end. The outer world, with all its seeming solidity, is nothing more than a shadow, a reflection of your inner states. Change the inner, and the outer must follow. This is not wishful thinking, but a law as immutable as gravity. Just as an acorn contains within it the blueprint of a mighty oak, your imagination contains the seeds of your future reality. But why, you may ask, do so few people experience this power in their lives? The answer is simple yet profound. Most live their lives reacting to the world around them, allowing external sources to dictate their internal state. They are like leaves in the wind, blown about by every change in their environment. The 1% who attract this understanding into their lives have made a fundamental shift. They have realized that they are not leaves in the wind, but the wind itself. They have taken control of their inner world, carefully cultivating the states of consciousness that align with their desires. This is not a path for the faint of heart. It requires courage to turn away from the evidence of your senses when they contradict your desired reality. It demands persistence to maintain your chosen state, even when the outer world has yet to catch up. But for those who commit to this practice, the rewards are beyond measure. Consider for a moment the implications of this truth. If your consciousness is the source of your reality, then there is nothing that is truly impossible for you. The only limits that exist are those you accept in your mind. Your age, your background, your current circumstances, none of these have any power over you unless you grant it to them through your belief. The 1% who grasp this truth understand that they are not bound by their past, nor are they limited by their present. They know that in any given moment they have the power to choose a new state of consciousness, and in doing so, to set in motion a new future. But let me be clear, this is not about positive thinking or mere wishful dreaming. This is about a fundamental reimagining of who you are and what you're capable of. It's about recognizing your true identity as a divine creative being, temporarily expressing yourself in human form. When you truly internalize this understanding, your entire approach to life shifts. No longer do you beg and plead with an external God for your desires to be fulfilled. Instead, you recognize that the God power resides within you, waiting to be expressed through your imagination and faith. Faith in this context is not blind belief in an unseen future. It is the unwavering conviction in the reality of your imagined state. When you have true faith, you don't hope for your desire to manifest. You know with absolute certainty that it is already yours in the realm of imagination, which is the true substance of things. This knowing, this unshakable faith, is what sets the 1% apart. They understand that the outer world may take time to reflect their new inner reality, but they refuse to be swayed by temporary appearances. They hold fast to their chosen state, knowing that the outer must inevitably conform to the inner. But here's a crucial point that many miss. This power is not given to you for mere material gain or ego gratification. While there's nothing inherently wrong with desiring material abundance or success, the true purpose of this power is far greater. It is given to you as a means of expressing your divine nature, of bringing heaven to earth, of creating a world that reflects the highest truth of who you are. The 1% who attract this understanding use their power responsibly. They understand that as they elevate their own consciousness, they elevate the consciousness of the entire world. Their desires align not just with their personal good, but with the good of all. Now, you might be wondering, if this power is available to everyone, why do only 1% seem to attract and embody this truth? The answer lies in the willingness to question everything you've been taught about the nature of reality. It requires the courage to step outside the collective mindset that sees humans as limited, powerless beings at the mercy of external forces. To join this 1%, you must be willing to test this law in your own life. Start with something small. Choose a state of consciousness that you would experience if a minor desire were fulfilled. Perhaps it's the feeling of having an unexpected sum of money or of receiving good news. Enter that state fully. Feel the relief, the joy, the gratitude you would feel if it were true. Now, here's the crucial part. Maintain that state regardless of outer appearances. This is where most people falter. They may imagine for a moment, but at the first sign that their outer world hasn't changed, they revert to their old state of consciousness. Remember, the outer world is a reflection of past states of consciousness. It takes time for the seed you've planted in your imagination to bear fruit in the physical world. The 1% understand this delay between the inner cause and the outer effect. They do not waver in their faith, no matter how long it takes for their desire to manifest. They know that doubt is an affirmation of absence, and they refuse to give power to what they do not wish to experience. As you begin to live from this new understanding, you'll find that your entire perception of the world shifts. What once seemed like obstacles become opportunities. What appeared as limitations reveal themselves as stepping stones to greater expansion. You begin to see the hand of providence in every experience guiding you towards the fulfillment of your desires. But remember, this is not about escaping or denying your current reality. It's about transforming it from within. The 1% who embody this truth do not ignore the challenges in their lives or in the world around them. Instead, they use their imaginative power to envision and create solutions. They become agents of positive change, not through external force, but through the power of their consciousness. As you continue on this path, you may find that your desires themselves begin to evolve. What once seemed important may fall away, replaced by deeper, more meaningful aspirations. This too is part of the journey. As you align more fully with your divine nature, your desires naturally come into harmony with the highest good for all. Now let's address a common misconception. Some may hear this message and think it means they can simply imagine their desires and then sit back waiting for the universe to deliver. This is a misunderstanding of the law. While it's true that the outer action is not the cause of your manifestation, inspired action is often part of the bridge of events that leads to your desire's fulfillment. The key is that this action comes from a place of knowing, not from a place of trying to make something happen. When you truly live in the state of the wish fulfilled, you naturally think, speak, and act in ways that are in harmony with that state. These inspired actions are effortless and joyful, arising from your new state of being. Another crucial point that the 1% understand is the importance of persistence. Neville Goddard often spoke of the importance of falling asleep in the state of the wish fulfilled. As you drift off to sleep, impress upon your subconscious mind the feeling of your desire accomplished. Your subconscious mind, which knows no limitations and accepts as true whatever you impress upon it, will then work tirelessly to bring about the conditions necessary for the fulfillment of the desire. This practice of sleeping in the state is not a one-time event, but a way of life for those who have attracted this understanding. They know that their last waking thoughts shape their tomorrows, and they use this knowledge to consciously create their future. But what about when doubts arise? When the outer world seems to contradict your inner knowing? This is where the real test comes, and where the 1% truly distinguish themselves. Instead of allowing doubts to take root, they recognize them as opportunities to reaffirm their faith. They understand that doubt is simply faith in the opposite direction, and they consciously choose to place their faith in their desired outcome. Remember, the power of your subconscious mind is neutral. It does not judge your thoughts or imaginings as good or bad, possible or impossible. It simply accepts what you impress upon it as true and works to bring it into manifestation. This is why it's crucial to guard the door of your mind, to be vigilant about the states of consciousness you entertain. The 1% who attract and embody this truth understand that every moment is an opportunity to choose their state of consciousness. They do not allow circumstances or other people to dictate their mood or their expectations. They know that they are the operant power in their lives, and they use this power consciously and consistently. Now you might be wondering about the role of others in this process. If your consciousness creates your reality, what about the other people in your life? This is where many stumble, but the 1% understand a profound truth. Everyone in your world is you pushed out. Every person you encounter is reflecting back to you your own states of consciousness. This understanding brings with it a great responsibility. It means that if you want to change your relationships or how others treat you, you must first change your concept of yourself and of them. As you begin to see yourself as worthy of love, respect, and success, the world around you will reflect this back to you. But this is not about controlling others or bending them to your will. It's about recognizing that the entire world is yourself pushed out. And as you change your inner world, your perception and experience of the outer world naturally shifts. This understanding also eliminates the need for competition or comparison. The 1% who grasp this truth know that there is no need to compete for limited resources or opportunities. They understand that consciousness is the only true cause, and that by aligning their consciousness with their desires, they open themselves up to infinite possibilities. Another key aspect that sets the 1% apart is their understanding of the law of assumption. This law states that if you assume a state and persist in it, it must become your reality. This goes beyond mere positive thinking or affirmations. It's about fully embodying the state of consciousness of your wish fulfilled. When you assume a state, you think from it, not of it. You don't think about being wealthy. You think from the state of wealth. You don't affirm that you will be healthy. You assume the state of perfect health and think, feel, and act from that state. This subtle shift makes all the difference. When you think of something, you reinforce its absence in your life. When you think from it, you affirm its presence. The 1% who attract this understanding make this shift in all areas of their lives. But what about when circumstances seem to contradict your assumed state? This is where many falter, but not the 1%. They understand that circumstances are effects, not causes. They know that if persist in their assumed states, circumstances must change to align with it. This persistence in the face of contrary evidence is what truly sets the 1% apart. They do not allow the outer world to dictate their inner state. Instead, they know that by maintaining their desired state of consciousness, they are causing the outer world to reshape itself to match their inner reality. Another crucial understanding that the 1% embody is the concept of everyone is you pushed out. This means that every person in your reality is a reflection of your consciousness. The way people treat you, the opportunities that come your way, even the seemingly random events in your life, all are reflections of your states of consciousness. This understanding brings with it a profound sense of responsibility. It means that if you want to change how others treat you, you must first change your concept of yourself and of them. As you begin to see yourself as worthy of love, respect, and success, the world around you will reflect this back to you. But this is not about controlling others or bending them to your will. It's about recognizing that the entire world is yourself pushed out. And as you change your inner world, your perception and experience of the outer world naturally shifts. The 1% who grasp this truth also understand the power of revision. This technique taught by Neville Goddard allows you to go back into your past in your imagination and reread events to align with your desired reality. By doing so, you change the trajectory of your life from that point forward. Revision is not about denying what happened, but about changing your memory of it. As you revise past events in your imagination, you are literally rewriting your subconscious beliefs and expectations, which in turn shapes your present and future experiences. The 1% use revision not just for major life events, but as a daily practice. At the end of each day, They review the events and revise anything that didn't align with their desired reality. This constant realignment of their inner world ensures that their outer world continues to reflect their highest vision for themselves. Another key understanding that sets the 1% apart is their grasp of the law of bridge of incidence. This law states that once you have impressed your desire upon your subconscious mind, a series of events will be set in motion to bring about its fulfillment. These events may not always make sense to your logical mind, but they are all part of the bridge leading to your desire's manifestation. The 1% understand that their job is not to figure out how their desire will manifest, but to maintain the state of the wish fulfilled and allow the bridge of incidents to unfold naturally. They trust in the wisdom of their subconscious mind to bring about the perfect circumstances for their desire's fulfillment. This understanding frees them from the need to manipulate or control external circumstances. They know that by maintaining their desired state of consciousness, they are causing the perfect sequence of events to unfold in their lives. But what about when things seem to go wrong? When obstacles appear or setbacks occur? This is where the 1% truly shine. They understand that what appears as a setback is often a setup for something even better. They see every experience as an opportunity to reaffirm their faith and deepen their understanding of the law. The 1% also grasp the importance of detachment. This doesn't mean they don't care about their desires, but rather that they are not anxiously attached to specific outcomes. They understand that their imagination creates instantly in the fourth dimensional world of consciousness, and that the three-dimensional world of form takes time to catch up. This detachment allows them to live in a state of calm expectancy. They don't waste energy worrying about when or how their desire will manifest. They simply know that it is done in consciousness, and they live from that knowing. Another crucial aspect that sets the 1% apart is their understanding of the importance of self-concept. They know that how they see themselves is the foundation upon which their entire reality is built. If they want to change their outer world, they must first change their concept of themselves. This goes beyond mere positive self-talk or affirmations. It's about fundamentally redefining who they are at the core of their being. They see themselves as divine beings capable of creating any reality they choose. This elevated self-concept naturally leads to elevated experiences in their outer world. The 1% also understand the power of their inner conversations. They know that the thoughts they entertain and mental conversations they engage in are shaping their reality. They are vigilant about the quality of their inner dialogue, ensuring that it aligns with their desired reality. They don't indulge in mental arguments or rehearse negative scenarios. Instead, they consciously direct their inner conversations towards what they want to experience. They know that these inner conversations are the blueprint from which their outer reality is constructed. Another key understanding that sets the 1% apart is their grasp of the law of assumption. This law states that if you assume a state and persist in it, it must become your reality. The 1% don't just understand this intellectually, they live it daily. They know that to manifest their desires, they must assume the state of consciousness of already having what they want. They don't hope for their desires to come true. They live as if they are already true. This shift in consciousness is the key to their manifesting power. The 1% also understand the importance of feeling. They know that it's not enough to intellectually affirm their desires or visualize them. They must feel the reality of their desire fulfilled. This feeling is the secret that brings their imaginal acts to life. They cultivate the feeling of the wish fulfilled in every aspect of their lives. When they pray from the state of the wish fulfilled. They understand that feeling is the secret, the catalyst that brings their imaginal acts to life. The 1% grasp the power of persistence. They don't waver when circumstances contradict their desired reality. They know that the outer world reflects past states of consciousness and persist in their new state, knowing the outer must conform to the inner. They understand revision, the ability to rewrite past events in imagination, changing subconscious beliefs and shaping present and future experiences. They practice this daily, constantly realigning their inner world. The law of bridge of incidence is another key understanding. Once a desire is impressed upon the subconscious, a series of events unfolds to manifest it. The 1% trust this process, maintaining their desired state and allowing events to unfold naturally. Detachment is crucial. The 1% are not anxiously attached to outcomes. They live in calm expectancy, knowing their desire is fulfilled in consciousness and the physical world will catch up. Self-concept is foundational. The 1% see themselves as divine beings capable of creating any reality. This elevated self-concept leads to elevated experiences. Inner conversations shape reality. The 1% consciously direct their inner dialogue to align with their desired reality, avoiding negative mental scenarios. The law of assumption is lived daily. The 1% assume the state of already having what they want, living as if their desires are already true. They understand everyone as you pushed out. Every person reflects their consciousness. This brings responsibility. Changing how others treat you requires changing your self-concept and perception of them. The 1% recognize the power of their attention. They focus on what they want to experience, knowing that energy flows where attention goes. They practice living in the end, experiencing the feeling of their desire fulfilled now, not waiting for external circumstances to change. Gratitude is a powerful force for the 1%. They give thanks for their desires as if already fulfilled, amplifying the feeling of having received. They understand the importance of relaxation in manifesting. Tension and anxiety block the natural flow of manifestation. The 1% cultivate a relaxed, confident state. Imagination is seen as the real substance of the external world. The 1% treat their imaginal acts as more real than the temporary facts of life. They grasp the concept of infinite states. Any state of consciousness is available to them, and they choose consciously which states to occupy. The 1% understand the power of I am. They carefully watch their I am statements, knowing these define their reality. They practice the art of forgiveness, releasing all resentment and negative emotions that could block their manifestations. The Sabbath is honored. The 1% know when to cease effort and rest in the knowledge that it is done. They understand the power of silence. After impressing their desire on their subconscious, they don't discuss it unnecessarily, allowing it to gestate. The 1% grasp the concept of everyone as you pushed out on a global scale. They know that by changing themselves, they change the world. They practice mental diets, carefully monitoring and controlling the thoughts they entertain. The power of decision is fully grasped. The 1% know that making a true decision, cutting off all other possibilities, is a powerful act of creation. They understand the importance of self-love. Loving themselves unconditionally opens the floodgates for all other good to enter their lives. The 1% practice presence. They live fully in the now, knowing it's the only point of power. They grasp the concept of divine timing. While they know their desire is fulfilled in consciousness, they allow the physical manifestation to unfold in its perfect time. The power of words is fully understood. The 1% carefully choose their words, knowing they are decrees that shape their reality. They practice the art of allowing. Instead of trying to force manifestations, they allow them to unfold naturally. The 1% understand the importance of alignment. They ensure their thoughts, feelings, words, and actions all align with their desired reality. They grasp the concept of infinite parallel realities. They know they can shift to any reality by assuming the appropriate state. The power of belief is fully embraced. The 1% know that what they believe shapes their reality, and they consciously choose empowering beliefs. They understand the importance of receptivity. They keep themselves open to receiving their good, knowing they are worthy of their desires. The 1% practice detachment from unwanted circumstances. They don't give power to what they don't want by fighting against it. They grasp the concept of collapse of time. In their imagination, they can experience future events now, collapsing time and speeding up manifestations. The power of their subconscious mind is fully utilized. The 1% know how to impress their desires upon their subconscious for effortless manifestation. They understand the importance of letting go. After impressing their desire, they release it, trusting in the perfect unfolding. The 1% practice the art of surrender. They surrender their limited personal will to the greater wisdom of their divine self. They grasp the concept of unity consciousness. They know they are one with all that is. And this understanding informs their manifesting practice. The power of their attention is fully realized. The 1% place their attention only on what they want to grow in their lives. They understand the importance of momentum. Small successes build confidence and speed up future manifestations. The 1% practice the art of listening. They listen to their intuition, knowing it guides them towards the fulfillment of their desires. They grasp the concept of circular causation. They know their outer world reflects their inner state, which in turn reinforces their outer world. The power of their imagination is fully embraced. The 1% use their imagination deliberately to create the life they desire. They understand the importance of emotional mastery. They cultivate the emotions that align with their desired reality. The 1% practice the art of giving. They give what they wish to receive, knowing the universe operates on the law of reciprocity. They grasp the concept of quantum leaps. They know they can make dramatic shifts in their reality by making equally dramatic shifts in their consciousness. The power of their voice is fully realized. The 1% use their voice to declare their desired reality into existence. They understand the importance of self-trust. They trust in their ability to create their reality and in the perfection of the universal laws. The 1% practice the art of celebration. They celebrate their desires as already fulfilled, amplifying the feeling of having received. They grasp the concept of divine order. They trust in the perfect unfolding of events, even when things seem to go awry. The power of their identity is fully embraced. The 1% consciously choose and embody the identity that aligns with their desired reality. They understand the importance of persistence. They persist in their desired state, no matter how long it takes for the outer world to catch up. The 1% practice the art of detached observation. They observe their thoughts and emotions without judgment, choosing consciously which to entertain. They grasp the concept of infinite abundance. They know that in the realm of consciousness, there are no limits or scarcity. The power of their focus is fully realized. The 1% focus exclusively on what they want, withdrawing attention from what they don't want. They understand the importance of self-awareness. They constantly monitor their states of consciousness, choosing deliberately which states to occupy. The 1% practice the art of mental rehearsal. They regularly rehearse their desired scenarios in their mind, imprinting them on their subconscious. They grasp the concept of simultaneous time. They know all possible realities exist now, and they can shift between them at will. The power of their assumptions is fully embraced. The 1% carefully watch their assumptions, knowing these form the foundation of their reality. They understand the importance of self-mastery. They work constantly to master their thoughts, emotions, and reactions. The 1% practice the art of non-reaction. They don't react to unwanted circumstances, knowing reaction gives them power. They grasp the concept of infinite potential. They know they have the potential to be, do, or have anything they can imagine. The power of their self-talk is fully realized. The 1% consciously direct their self-talk to align with their desired reality. They understand the importance of energy management. They cultivate and maintain high vibrational states that align with their desires. The 1% practice the art of visualization. They create vivid, detailed mental images of their desired reality, engaging all their senses. They grasp the concept of divine timing. They trust in the perfect unfolding of events, knowing their desire will manifest at the right time. The power of their beliefs is fully embraced. The 1% consciously choose beliefs that support their desired reality, releasing limiting beliefs. They understand the importance of alignment. They ensure that thoughts, feelings, words, and actions all align with their desired state. The 1% practice the art of allowing. They allow their manifestations to unfold naturally, without force or struggle. They grasp the concept of infinite possibilities. They know that any outcome is possible, and they choose consciously which possibilities to entertain. The power of their expectation is fully realized. The 1% expect good things to happen, knowing their expectations shape their experiences. They understand the importance of receptivity. They keep themselves open to receiving their good, clearing any blocks to receptivity. The 1% practice the art of surrender. They surrender their limited personal will to the greater wisdom of their divine self. They grasp the concept of uniconsciousness. They know they are one with all that is, and this understanding informs their manifesting practice. The power of their attention is fully embraced. The 1% place their attention only on what they want to grow in their lives. They understand the importance of momentum. Small successes build confidence and speed up future manifestations. The 1% practice the art of listening. They listen to their intuition, knowing it guides them towards the fulfillment of their desires. They grasp the concept of circular causation. They know their outer world reflects their inner state, which in turn reinforces their outer world. The power of their imagination is fully realized. The 1% use their imagination deliberately to create the life they desire. They understand the importance of emotional mastery. They cultivate the emotions that align with their desired reality. The 1% practice the art of giving. They give what they wish to receive, knowing the universe operates on the law of reciprocity. They grasp the concept of quantum leaps. They know they can make dramatic shifts in their reality by making equally dramatic shifts in their consciousness. The power of their voice is fully embraced. The 1% use their voice to declare their desired reality into existence. They understand the importance of self-trust. They trust in their ability to create their reality and in the perfection of the universal laws. The 1% practice the art of celebration. They celebrate their desires as already fulfilled, amplifying the feeling of having received. They grasp the concept of divine order. They trust in the perfect unfolding of events, even when things seem to go awry. The power of their identity is fully realized. The 1% consciously choose and embody the identity that aligns with their desired reality. They understand the importance of persistence. They persist in their desired state no matter how long it takes for the vocabulary. The 1% practice the art of detached observation. They observe their thoughts and emotions without judgment, choosing consciously which to entertain. They grasp the concept of infinite abundance. They know that in the realm of consciousness there are no limits or scarcity. The power of their focus is fully embraced. The 1% focus exclusively on what they want, withdrawing attention from what they don't want. They understand the importance of self-awareness. They constantly monitor their states of consciousness, choosing deliberately which states to occupy. The 1% practice the art of mental rehearsal. They regularly rehearse their desired scenarios in their mind, imprinting them on their subconscious. They grasp the concept of simultaneous time. They know all possible realities exist now, and they can shift between them at will. The power of their assumptions is fully realized. The 1% carefully watch their assumptions, knowing these form the foundation of their reality. They understand the importance of self-mastery. They work constantly to master their thoughts, emotions, and reactions. The 1% practice the art of non-reaction. They don't react to unwanted circumstances, knowing reaction gives them power. They grasp the concept of infinite potential. They know they have the potential to be, do, or have anything they can imagine. The power of their self-talk is fully embraced. The 1% consciously direct their self-talk, to align with their desired reality. They understand the importance of energy management. They cultivate and maintain high vibrational states that align with their desires. The 1% practice the art of visualization. They create vivid, detailed mental images of their desired reality, engaging all their senses. They grasp the concept of divine timing. They trust in the perfect unfolding of events, knowing their desire will manifest at the right time. The power of their beliefs is fully realized. The 1% consciously choose beliefs that support their desired reality, releasing limiting beliefs. They understand the importance of alignment. They ensure their thoughts, feelings, words, and actions all align with their desired state. The 1% practice the art of allowing. They allow their manifestations to unfold naturally, without force or struggle. They grasp the concept of infinite possibilities. They know that any outcome is possible, and they choose consciously which possibilities to entertain. The power of their expectation is fully embraced. The 1% expect good things to happen, knowing their expectations shape their experiences. They understand the importance of receptivity. They keep themselves open to receiving their good, clearing any blocks to receptivity. The 1% practice the art of surrender. They surrender their limited personal will to the greater wisdom of their divine self. They grasp the concept of unity consciousness. They know they are one with all that is, and this understanding informs their manifesting practice. The power of their attention is fully realized. The 1% place their attention only on what they want to grow in their lives. They understand the importance of momentum. Small successes build confidence and speed up future manifestations. The 1% practice the art of listening. They listen to their intuition, knowing it guides them towards the fulfillment of their desires. They grasp the concept of circular causation. They know their outer world reflects their inner state, which in turn reinforces their outer world. The power of their imagination is fully embraced. The 1% use their imagination deliberately to create the life they desire. They understand the importance of emotional mastery. They cultivate the emotions that align with their desired reality. The 1% practice the art of giving. They give what they wish to receive, knowing the universe operates on the law of reciprocity. They grasp the concept of quantum leaps. They know they can make dramatic shifts in their reality by making equal dramatic shifts in their consciousness. The power of their voice is fully realized. The 1% use their voice to declare their desired reality into existence. They understand the importance of self-trust. They trust in their ability to create their reality and in the perfection of the universal laws. The 1% practice the art of celebration. They celebrate their desires as already fulfilled, amplifying the feeling of having received. They grasp the concept of divine order. They trust in the perfect unfolding of events, even when things seem to go awry. The power of their identity is fully embraced. The 1% consciously choose and embody the identity that aligns with their desired reality. They understand the importance of persistence. They persist in their desired state no matter how long it takes for the outer world to catch up. The 1% practice the art of detached observation. They observe their thoughts and emotions without judgment, choosing consciously which to entertain. They grasp the concept of infinite abundance. They know that in the realm of consciousness, there are no limits or scarcity. The power of their focus is fully realized. The 1% focus exclusively on what they want, withdrawing attention from what they don't want. They understand the importance of self-awareness. They constantly monitor their states of consciousness, choosing deliberately which states to occupy. The 1% practice the art of mental rehearsal. They regularly rehearse their desired scenarios in their mind, imprinting them on their subconscious. They grasp the concept of simultaneous time. They know all possible realities exist now, and they can shift between them at will. The power of their assumptions is fully embraced. The 1% carefully watch their assumptions, knowing these form the foundation of their reality. They understand the importance of self-mastery. They work constantly to master their thoughts, emotions, and reactions. The 1% practice the art of non-reaction. They don't react to unwanted circumstances. Knowing reaction gives them power. They grasp the concept of infinite potential. They know they have the potential to be, do, or have anything they can imagine. The power of their self-talk is fully realized. The 1% consciously direct their self-talk to align with their desired reality. They understand the importance of energy management. They cultivate and maintain high vibrational states that align with their desires. The 1% practice the art of visualization. They create vivid, detailed mental images of their desired reality, engaging all their senses. They grasp the concept of divine timing. They trust in the perfect unfolding of events, knowing their desire will manifest at the right time. The power of their beliefs is fully realized. The 1% consciously choose beliefs that support their desired reality, releasing limiting beliefs. They understand the importance of alignment. They ensure their thoughts, feelings, words, and actions all align with their desired state. The 1% practice the art of allowing. They allow their manifestations to unfold naturally, without force or struggle. They grasp the concept of infinite possibilities. They know that any outcome is possible, and they choose consciously which possibilities to entertain.